I want to welcome you to create your perfect customer avatar in minutes using ChatGPT. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Andrea. I've been using ChatGPT for well over a year now. I've used it in many different ways. One of the ways that has helped me the most is by creating a customer avatar. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And the goal for my training today is to show you how to use ChatGPT to help you create a customer avatar profile, along with the different ways that you can use that profile to help you in your business. Now, one of the most important steps when starting or growing your business is creating a customer avatar. The reason is when you know who you're speaking to, it becomes much easier to tailor your content to address their specific needs and challenges, create products and services that solve their problems, and also craft messaging that resonates with them. So let's talk about how ChatGPT can help you. So whether you're starting from scratch or you need help refining an existing customer avatar, ChatGPT can help simplify the process by taking the information you already know and turning it into a detailed customer avatar profile. I remember the first time that I used ChatGPT to help me create a customer avatar, and I was super skeptical. I mean, how could this AI really know who my customer avatar is? So to test it out, what I did was I provided it with details about a course that I had created and asked it to create different customer avatars that represented people who would most likely buy my course. And I have to tell you, I was so surprised at the results. The avatars that it created were really close to the people that I considered to be my avatar and that I wanted to help. This got me thinking, how was ChatGPT able to create such accurate profiles? While ChatGPT doesn't know specific individuals, it uses patterns learned from vast amounts of data, like industry trends, common interests of people facing similar problems, and even typical buying behaviors. When you provide information like your niche, the product or service you offer, or even basic details about who you think your ideal customer is, ChatGPT compares that information to what it knows about similar audiences. And while it can't replace real conversations with your customers, it can offer a valuable starting point and provide you with information you can use to help you understand your customer better. So in order for ChatGPT to help you, all you need to do is provide it with details about your ideal customer. If you're just starting out, maybe you're not exactly sure who your customer avatar is. And I just don't want you to worry. You don't have to have every detail about your ideal customer. ChatGPT can take even just minimal information that you have and help you create a customer avatar profile. And so let's talk about a few ways that you can use ChatGPT to help you in this process, or things that you can provide ChatGPT. One of the things you can do is provide the basics like demographics and psychographics. So if you know the age or gender of your customer avatar, or even what their interests or values are, or motivations, you can provide ChatGPT with that. Now, you don't have to have everything figured out. Just sharing whatever you know can help ChatGPT create a detailed customer avatar that represents your ideal customer. And if you don't have the exact demographics or psychographic yet, that's completely okay. What you want to do is just start with what you know. ChatGPT can take even minimal input and expand on it to give you a clear picture of your ideal customer. So whether you provide details about your niche, a specific customer type, or even general interests, it can expand on that to help give you a clearer picture of your ideal customer. For example, if all you know is your niche, ChatGPT can fill in related characteristics to provide you more in-depth information to help you complete your profile. Another thing you can provide is pain points and challenges. Even if you don't know the specifics like the age or location, understanding their pain points is a strong starting point. So for example, think about what common problems your ideal customer is trying to solve. What's keeping them from achieving their goals? What frustrations do they experience in their current situation? Once you provide ChatGPT with these challenges, it can help identify patterns and give you a better idea of the kind of person who faces these challenges. Another thing you can do, and I mentioned this earlier that I did this, was provide details about your product or service. If you've already created a course, or even if you have an idea for one, what you can do is share the main topics, learning outcomes, or problems your product or service solves. You can explain the issues your product is addressing with ChatGPT, and it can help identify the type of person most likely to buy it or need your course. Once you're clear on the information about your customer avatar, it's time to create your customer avatar. And I recommend doing this one step at a time. And what I mean by that is start with the demographics and then move on to the psychographics. Do one section of the customer avatar profile at a time. Now, I've experimented with this for over a year now, and I've created a number of customer avatars and tried it a bunch of different ways. I've even tried those mega prompts that people use where you just create a huge customer avatar profile all in one go. And what I found was that it can be really challenging, especially if you have an issue with the demographics. Then what you have to do is you have to go back up and tell the AI there's an issue with the demographics, and then it has to recreate the entire profile again, and it's really difficult to work with. And so one of the things I found is just doing it one step at a time, because it helps you stay in control of the process. And so if there's something that's not quite right, it's easier to adjust that one thing instead of having to redo the whole avatar. Even though we're doing it in steps, I found that this approach saves time and will give you a much more precise customer avatar in the end. And I'm actually going to do a demo for you in a minute on how to do this, but I just want to briefly go over what I found are the most important things to include in your customer avatar profile. And you can also include additional details, but I feel that these are the most important. The first, of course, is the demographics, like the age, gender, marital status, family structure, education, etc. Next is the psychographics, like their interests, hobbies, values, fears, motivations, and aspirations. Now, the demographics and psychographics are the basic details you start with when creating a customer avatar. And this is an important step because these details provide a foundational understanding of who your customer is, from age, gender, and location to their values, fears, and motivations. Next is pain points and challenges. These are problems or pain points that your customer avatar experiences, which your product or service can solve. Next are the goals and desires. These are basically outcomes or achievements your ideal customer wants to achieve that your business, your product, or service can help them accomplish. So if you're ready, let's do a demo where I'm going to show you how to do this with ChatGPT, and this will help you see how really actually easy the process is. To show you how this works, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to use this prompt. If you want to do a screenshot of the prompt so you can have it and try it out, I'm just going to copy and paste the prompt into ChatGPT. All right, so here I am in ChatGPT, and I'm going to put in the prompt here, and then I'm just going to put information. So basically what this prompt is doing is it's asking ChatGPT to take on the role of an experienced market researcher specializing in creating customer avatars and to create just a basic demographic profile for us. And I'm just going to give it really basic information here. You don't have to give it a lot. You can even experiment with this on your own and just give it certain information that you want and see what results it comes up with. I know, you never know doing this live if it's actually going to work or not. So, all right, here we go. So, thankfully it worked. So, it gives our customer avatar a name, an age, relationship status, family structure. And so you just want to review this to figure out if this is actually the type of person you want to help with your business. And then it gives us a brief situation overview, what her situation is, and I actually found this is helpful because it can help you really hone in on who your customer avatar is. And if this is wrong, if this information is wrong, what you can do is you can highlight whatever you feel is not correct and then click on this reply and then let the AI know what's wrong with it and ask it to regenerate it. Another thing this prompt does is it has a paragraph of why Laura is a good fit as a customer avatar for us. So this is also helpful for you just to figure out and give you a better idea of who's your good fit for your customer avatar. All right, so once you're happy with the demographic details, what you want to do is you want to ask it to create a psychographic profile. Now, if you wanted to follow certain guidelines or include something specific in the psychographic profile, you can put that here, but I'm just going to keep it really simple and ask it to create a psychographic profile. And then once we're happy with that, We can ask it to do the pain points, the challenges, the goals and desires, or really whatever else you want it to create for you. And one of the things I recommend you do is as you go through this process, I recommend copying and pasting the details. So once you're happy with these demographics, copy and paste them into a separate document so you have that. And then you can have your own official customer avatar document. Due to time constraints, I'm not going to go through all of the steps of creating a full customer avatar profile, but I think you kind of understand how the steps that you need to take and what you need to do. So let's go over the steps that we've covered so far. So the first thing you want to do is define your customer avatar. And we talked about the different information that you can provide ChatGPT. Second, you create your customer avatar profile using ChatGPT, or else you can even do this with Claude. You don't have to use ChatGPT for this. And then the third step is using your customer avatar. And so everyone's situation is different. Some of you may have paid plans, whereas others are using the free tiers. So I'm going to go over 4 ways for you to include the details about your customer avatar in your conversations. Let's start with the most basic. So what you can do is use the same conversation. So for example, once I create my customer avatar in this conversation, what I can do is I can just use this same conversation and get more details about your customer avatar, have it suggest content you can create, products that your customer avatar needs, or really whatever you want. The issue with this is it's actually convenient, but as the conversation gets longer, the quality of the responses can degrade because the AI can lose track of earlier parts of the conversation. So I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, where you have told ChatGPT something and then you're pretty far down in the conversation and it completely forgot everything that you told it, and then you have to tell it again. And so that can be pretty frustrating. Another option is you can paste the details about your customer avatar. If you're not able to attach a file, which I'm going to talk about next, which is what I recommend, is you can paste the details of your customer avatar into the conversation. And this allows you to give ChatGPT exactly the information you want to use. But I will say, if you have a lot of details for your customer avatar, ChatGPT or the AI might not be able to process such a large amount of data, which means you might need to break it into smaller parts for clarity. So that can be kind of frustrating. And so the third way, which is what I recommend you do, it's actually one of the easier ways to do it, is if your plan allows it, you can upload a file with your detailed customer avatar profile that you want the AI to reference. It's really convenient for more complex tasks, and you won't have to paste the details manually. So let me show you. If you're in ChatGPT here, what you can do is click on this attach file right here. Or if you're in Claude, you can click here, attach content. And I'm not sure, I have the Claude Pro plan. I'm not sure if you can do it on the free plan. But if you do have one of those plans, I do recommend that's probably the easiest and most efficient way to do it. The one thing I did notice is the longer the conversation gets, ChatGPT can also forget the information that you provided in the file. That means you may need to upload it again if you're doing extensive work with the AI. And then finally, this is probably the best way to do it, and this is how I do it, is to create a custom GPT trained on your customer avatar, or create a project in Claude that's focused on your customer avatar. And this is actually the most efficient and consistent way to get personalized responses. And once you train your custom GPT or create the project in Claude, it's always going to generate responses that are aligned with your audience without you needing to re-enter information all of the time. The only issue with this is it does take time and effort to set up a custom GPT or create a project. And you do need to have the ChatGPT Plus subscription to create a custom GPT. So now that we have talked about creating your customer avatar and you know how to include it in your conversation with the AI, let's talk about what's next. This is actually the fun part, because now you can start using your customer avatar to help you in your business. And let's talk about some ways that you can use your customer avatar. The first is customer insights. Once you create your customer avatar, you can use ChatGPT to help you gain valuable insights that will help you gain a deeper understanding of your ideal customer. For example, you can ask ChatGPT to create a customer journey, or even empathy mapping, or you can ask it to help you with segmentation. If you want to segment your audience, you can ask it to help you with that. Next, of course, is content planning and creation. You can ask it to help you create a content strategy. You can ask it to help you plan your content and develop content, such as creating a content calendar or detailed content plans. And of course, content ideas. ChatGPT is really great with helping you come up with content ideas. The only thing is you need to provide it with a lot of information about your customer avatar to do so. And since you already have your customer avatar created with all of these great details, ChatGPT can use that information to generate ideas for content for you. So they're going to be more tailored and personalized to your customer avatar. You can also use it for product development, such as ideas for products like courses or services that you want to offer. You can also have it analyze your customer feedback or reviews to help you come up with different product ideas. You can use it for market research. You can have it generate surveys or questionnaires to help you gather feedback from your audience. And you can actually ask it to help you with product creation. So once you have a product idea, the AI can help you develop the content for it. It can outline the structure, create lesson plans, modules. It can even recommend interactive exercises that you can do or quizzes that you can offer. It can help you in marketing through campaign development, ad targeting or messaging. You can craft or optimize ad strategies. You can also use it for customer engagement to come up with personalized responses, engagement ideas, or even interactive content. One of the things I have used ChatGPT for is to help me respond to different reviews. I have an app where sometimes I get these reviews where people are really upset that I charge them money for the app, and it's hard to figure out what to say to them. And so ChatGPT is actually really great at doing that. So now that I've told you about all the great ways ChatGPT can help you, I want to do just a brief demo to show you, and I'm going to have it create a customer journey for me based on a course. I'm just going to keep it super simple. And I'm going to actually use my custom GPT that I created. It's called Carnivore Kate, and I trained this GPT on Carnivore Kate, my customer avatar that I created before. And so what I'm just going to do is ask it to outline a complete customer journey, and I told it what I wanted, and then I just provided really brief information about my course. And of course, the more information that you provide, the more detailed and specific the response you're going to get. But for time's sake, and just to show you how just with minimal information, ChatGPT can really do a great job. And again, if you have Claude and created a project specific to your customer avatar, you can use Claude for that. And so what it did was it mapped out all of the stages, the touch points, interactions, objective, and these are all tailored to my customer avatar, Kate, which is actually really cool. It saves you so much time. Imagine having to provide ChatGPT with information every time you want it to help you with something. It can be really frustrating. And then if I uploaded a file with my customer avatar, it will provide me with equally good information. The only thing I did tell you about this with the file is once you get further on in the conversation, if you have long conversations, you will likely have to upload the file again because ChatGPT doesn't always remember the information the longer the conversation gets. Now, one of the things that is so great about ChatGPT having the details about your customer avatar is it can help you with so many things. So for example, for our customer journey here in the awareness stage, it suggests touch points of social media ads, blog articles, or free resources. So what we can do is we can even ask it to suggest social media content that I can use in the awareness stage. And because it has all of this information about my customer avatar, Kate, it can really provide me with more personalized content. And so if you see it's suggesting educational and value-packed posts, and because it knows that my customer avatar is a beginner, it is suggesting beginner type information. This is super invaluable for you, especially when you're creating content. And you can also do this for the other stages of the customer journey. Now, the customer journey is just one example of the things that you can ask ChatGPT to help you with. I know I went over a lot in the training. And so from here, once I have this information, I can go in, and what I can actually do is it's suggesting myth-busting series here. And so what we can do is we can just highlight it, click on this to reply, and then we can ask it to help us create posts that are related to this. And there's just so much you can do. I know I could probably spend another hour showing you all of the different ways that you can use ChatGPT to help you once you have your customer avatar done. Now, really, the key to all of this is providing ChatGPT with details about your customer avatar. If you're just providing very brief information about your customer avatar, you're not going to get these detailed, more personalized results that I'm getting here from ChatGPT. Really, the key to creating personalized, tailored content is providing ChatGPT or Claude, whatever AI you're using, with detailed information about your customer. And really, the best way to do that is providing it with a customer avatar. And I will tell you that having a custom GPT trained on your customer avatar makes things so much more simple. But if you don't have a custom GPT or you don't want to make a custom GPT, the next best thing is to attach a file. All you would do is you would just attach the details about your customer avatar to the conversation, and then just let ChatGPT know that you've attached details about your customer avatar and that it should use them for the conversation to answer the questions. And I want to thank you so much for your time being here today. I know you've probably had other important things that you could have been doing with your time, so I really appreciate you being here and taking time out of your schedule. I'll talk to you soon.